Hello, so this is a video response to a comment on a very old video of mine. Well, not that old. It's from 2013. Oh, what a handsome fella I was back then. This must have been me in my 5th semester of my studies. And I was talking about University Start Depression. And it got 135 views, which for my vlogs is a lot of views because they usually only get like 20. So apparently that's a topic that people are interested in, so I'll talk about it once again and on my view now, and I'll answer the questions that you raised in your comment. Okay, but first let me talk about my current situation. Now, I'm in my 10th semester, so that was like halfway to where I am now. And back then, 5th semester, I can say that semester was actually one of the most productive ones that I've had. Because I really did, I remember sitting almost every day with 2 of my colleagues here on that couch, having the projector on the wireless keyboards on our laps and just coding. So yeah, it was a tough one, but it was also a fun one, and I got a lot of stuff done. 6th semester, not so much. I was busy doing other stuff, and now I find myself in the 10th semester, and I do not feel what I felt back then. I don't have this like pressure on me right now. I mean, kind of, as I mentioned yesterday, I kind of feel that I'm like my schedule is getting all full. Let me show you my calendar. This here, my dear, is my calendar. Pretty full, huh? Yeah, so I am very busy, although I like try not to be, because Derek Sivers, an interesting guy, says if you're busy, you lost control of your life. And he also has this concept that I quite like but don't follow, yeah or hell yeah or no. So only say yes to things if you feel like, yes, I really want to do that. Otherwise say no. So if you're like, yeah, I could do that, then say no. That's not my mindset, at least not yet. I say yes to almost every opportunity or everything that arises. However, I try to keep priorities. So I try to do things, but not to be like busy as in can't do other stuff cause I'm busy. So if somebody would ask me, hey Andy, let's do stuff, then I rate the priority of doing stuff with that person, and then I'll try to fit it in somewhere in my calendar. If there is no free spot available, I'll have to just drop something else. For instance, here we have a good example. This lecture I'll just skip because I have rehearsals. But the rehearsals I'll be a bit late because I really want to go to the Einsichtnahme. So I'll basically be going to university for the Einsichtnahme, then quickly going to the other university for rehearsals, then going back to my university to see the end of the lecture. So yeah, I'm doing stuff, but I can always put in more stuff if I value it more, like if I think it has a high priority. That's also why I missed today's Augärtner internal tournament, and I really wanted to go there actually. Like last year I missed it because I was in Bristol, and I was like, but next year I really want to go there because I thought, yeah, they will take a picture again, and then I will be on the cover photo again, because last year they took a picture and it's been on the Facebook page, the cover photo, and I'm not on it, and I was really annoyed by that. And so I wanted to go there this time, really bad. But I didn't. For one, I am kind of sick. Not really, but I'm on antibiotics, so shouldn't do sports anyway. And then I was busy doing other stuff today that had more priority. Sleeping, for instance. Yeah, no, it's not. Anyway, I had to catch up on some sleep because I didn't sleep at night. Right, so that happened. And that's always the case. Just if I want to fit something in there, I need to know for myself that I can fit something in there. Because if I have the mindset that, oh, my calendar is full, which it is, but I can't do anything else now, that's kind of, bad. It's kind of depressing. The thought is kind of gets you down. Oh, I can't even do any other things. But yeah, I can. It just need to throw something else up. So that's one realization that might help you. I mean, I don't know your exact situation. So, but that might be something that you could consider prioritizing. Just same thing with like subjects. Try to prioritize which ones are the really important ones that you really need to do this year and which ones are not as important and would not be that bad if you fail them. I mean, I don't know your university like standards or your class guidelines, whatever that is, if you need to pass them all to not fail the year. But here in Austria, at least, there is no problem if I just fail a class. I can do it next year. And also, I'm not doing, like, part of the reason why I'm not feeling the depression right now is that I'm not doing a lot of courses at university, or at the University of Technology at least. But the courses I'm doing, they're bigger. So they give more credits and therefore there are bigger assignments. And the problem with that is that there's usually one big deadline. So it's a big project and in the end there's a deadline where you just need to be done. And I don't see the deadline in my calendar yet because I don't look that far ahead. And so I really don't feel the pressure of doing it yet. In the end, I might realize that, oh, there's no way I can do that all. And that will be when the stress comes. But as for now, and also because next week the Easter holidays start, so I will have 3 weeks off. I mean, there will be stuff I'm doing in those weeks, but at least I feel like it's not that urgent that I need to do stuff for university. So I don't feel it yet, but that might be actually a problem because I'm not starting with the things. Okay, but let's get to your actual questions. Let me just quickly go to that video and scroll down in the comment section and then see what you actually wrote. Because I mean, I liked it that you replied with an empty message, because it got me back to that video. Because I read your comment, or at least parts of it, because I get it as an email. If I get a new comment, I get an email, but it's truncated, so it's only the first part of the message. And apparently I read through that and I was like, yeah, I'll reply to that at home, or there wasn't even the question there, and I was like, yeah, I might look at that when I'm back home or when I'm back at the computer, because I don't want to click on it, because then it loads the app and then it's data transmission, or maybe I was just busy at the time. So yeah, I forgot about the comment and I didn't reply. So now I'm doing that. So it was good that you kept pushing. So if I don't reply to a comment, I usually forgot about it, which means you should remind me. Anyway, so the actual questions were, how did I deal with that back then? Well, as I said, I think, I can't remember, it's been 2.5 years. I don't know exactly, But I think it was just, as I described already, that I got into it and just did it then. Because I can remember working a lot that term. And yeah, I don't know. I can't really say, but I got over it. As I always do. And this time I don't even get into it. Didn't even get into it. But yeah, do you have any tips on how to master this situation? Because apparently feeling crushed with all the work and you need to force yourself out of bed every morning. Yeah, as I said, prioritize. So if you only have like 2 courses that you need to concentrate on, you can just be like, okay, I'll just do that. It's actually not that much. Work with a best effort scheme. So prioritize and then do the top things. And whatever you don't get to do, then you just don't get to do that. I mean, low priority things for me are writing a freaking song. I've got this idea for this song. I already got the chords and the beat. But I just don't get around to working on that because it's just not a high priority thing. So I just never get around to do it. Whatever. I will have time for that at some point. And another thing that might work for you is meditation. That's something I've been doing in the past few months. Because I don't know if it increases productivity, I wouldn't argue that. But it certainly helped me to get started with things or to persuade myself to do things. Like that works way better now than before I did the meditation. Before I was like, nah, can't be bothered. And now I kind of can persuade myself. It's really weird. The feeling is really weird. Because there's one part of my brain which says, you're gonna do that now. And then I'm like, oh, okay, fine, yes. Okay, I have the motivation to do that now, fine. And I think that got way better because of meditation. Now, it might sound strange, the word itself, meditation, that's weird, it's not scientific, what? In the beginning, I felt resistance to doing that, but now that I did it myself, I'm like, yeah, actually, kinda helps. So maybe you want to try that. Maybe you don't. Maybe you'll find other ways. I don't have a particular strategy other than what I just told you. Just do your best and don't judge yourself if you don't complete everything. Because you can never do everything, or at least not if you take up that much work. It will just not work to do it all. Yeah, those are my thoughts. And that's been a long video again, but I hope it was in some way helpful. And if not, well, it will not get 135 views, but I'm okay with that. I'm fine. I hope that I could somehow answer your questions. I don't know anymore. I would like to know how to find the motivation to jump out of bed every morning myself. But I prefer to lie there for 10 minutes. And then snooze the alarm again and then get up in half an hour after the alarm went off. Yeah, it depends on the day and how much sleep I got. But I don't usually have the problem of getting up. Just don't like it. Yeah. But as I'm currently not in that situation of feeling crushed by work, even though I've got a lot actually that I should be doing and I'm just not doing it. For instance, I should have had an essay for the English course on Friday, but then I was out all night and I couldn't be bothered to write it at 2, so I just didn't write it. So I just didn't do one of the homeworks, which is fine with me because won't get such a good grade, but I don't care. You need to have priorities and you need to just be happy even if things go wrong, or even if you don't manage to do everything. But yeah, you need to figure that out for yourself. As I said, that's my current point of view. It might change, because these things usually change. But at the moment, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Just prioritize and do the best you can. Right. And one thing on the top of the list with a high priority should be to make your backup. And then, not so high on the list, but still somewhere on there, you'll see me tomorrow. Somewhere on there, yeah, that you should watch my videos. Get it? Yeah. I kind of failed at that last part. Anyway, have a nice day. Hope that helps.